Okay, good morning and happy Thursday, everybody, and happy New Year since this is my first time back on here since New Year's. I took a much needed break off just because I had lots of school and lots of work at the end of December, but I am back and I am so excited to see you all here. I'm really excited to host more of these Facebook Live workouts with you all on Thursday afternoons. And I look forward to seeing you all who join me live. Today we are doing a strength workout. So we have 4 exercises that we're going to do, and I am super excited to see you all here, and I hope you're excited to be here. This is the first workout together of 2022, and I just can't wait to see you all. For the meantime, since we do have a couple minutes until we are starting, I'm just going to have everybody grab your water. I still have my big purple jug that I always bring with me. And just make sure you have an empty space. I have some running shoes on as well, just because some of these exercises, if you're just in socks, you might slip, especially if you're just using a floor. So recommend having some shoes, have your water, and we will get started soon. It's nice to see everybody in the chat. Hi to everybody. It's nice to have you all here today. I am super excited. Hello. And if you have any questions during this workout, just ask in the chat. I will try my best, like always, to kind of monitor the chat and see if there's any questions. I will try my best to kind of modify any of the exercises, but if you require more of a modification, just let me know in the chat. This video, like all the others, will get posted to the Facebook Live account, so if you have to leave early or if you want to do this workout again, we can do it again together, and it will just be on the Facebook website. And yeah, today's workout is, I switched it up. It was supposed to be Rapid Fit, but I looked at Rapid Fit and saw that it was mostly just a 30-minute walk or run, and that's not really something we can do together. So I decided to change it up last minute to the Rough Tuesday, or I think it's called Tough Tuesday. Tough Tuesday on a Thursday. So this will be super fun. Strength training is my absolute favorite, so I'm excited to be doing a strength workout with you all. And yeah, so just a little bit of a switch up. So if you have anything open, like we're not doing Rapid Fit, we are doing Tough Tuesday on a Thursday, and I'm super excited to see you all here. Okay, so it's 2:58. We'll just get started early. So again, make sure you have some space. I have this nice space here and have a water. Okay, so first we're going to start with just a warm-up. These are mostly lower body exercises, so we're going to focus a lot on our legs and warming up our legs. So first I'm going to have everybody standing with me, and we're just going to get a 30-second jog in. So on the spot, we're just going to start jogging just to get the heart rate up, to warm up our bodies. I'm in my basement, so it's freezing down here, hence why I am in a sweater and pants. So this is really needed to help warm up my muscles, get that blood flowing, and get that heart rate up. So just a nice light jog on the spot, kind of just go at your own pace. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Some of you may remember this exercise. We're going to open the gate. So here we're bringing the knee up and out. So up and out, and I'm switching legs, so we'll do 30 seconds of this. So we're bringing the knees up and out, opening the gate, which is our legs. So here again, we're just warming up some of those muscles on our legs, warming up that hip joint, and just getting our bodies ready for this workout. We'll do about 10 more seconds of this, and then after we open the gate, we'll close the gate. Okay, so if we're closing the gate, here we're bringing our leg out to the side and back to center. So out and back to center. So again, we'll do this for about 30 seconds. I like to get a bit of a jog in between each of my things. I don't know why, I've always done this. I think it's because in soccer this was one of our warm-up exercises, so just opening and closing the gate. We'll do a couple more. Okay, last one. Awesome, and now that our legs are kind of stretched, we're just going to warm up and do some practice squats. So squats are a great exercise to do. It'll really work some muscles in our legs. So I'm going to do this from the side so you guys can see my body. I like to have my arms crossed over my shoulders, but you can have them out in front of you, you can have them on your head, whatever's comfortable. So I usually cross my arms over my shoulders. My feet are about hip width apart, and we're just bending at the knees, squatting, and coming up. But notice how my back stays nice and straight, so just make sure your back is also nice and straight. So from the front, my feet are hip width apart, and I'm squatting down. So let's do 5 of these together. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Great, so our legs should be nice and warmed up. I'm going to have a quick sip of water before we get started, so feel free to have a little water break, and then we will get into our exercises for today. Oh, I love seeing the chat being used. It's nice to hear everything from you all and to hear what you guys have been up to. I love to see all the sports you all play. I was very much a one-sport athlete. I stuck to soccer, and that's it. So I love hearing when people play multiple sports. It's super cool. So our first exercise, I'm just going to adjust to my camera. Eventually it should focus. There we go. So the first exercise, we have a plank. So planks are pretty challenging exercises, so I'll walk you all through it. So this one is going to be like a high plank. So we're going to be on our hands. So I like to have my hands shoulder width apart, as you can see. And they're kind of under my armpits here. So everything's a straight line. And then we're going to get on our toes like this. So my toes are about hip width apart, so they're kind of further apart. To make a plank easier, you can have your feet further apart. And then if being on your toes is too challenging, you can do this from your knees. So from your knees, you can just sit plank like this. But if you can, try to get onto your toes and see how my back is straight. So you want to try to have a straight back by squeezing your core. So we're squeezing these core muscles, and that's going to help us have a straight back. So we're going to hold this plank, whether it's from your knees or your toes. We're going to hold it for about 30 seconds if you can, or as long as you possibly can. If you can only hold it for 10 seconds, that's okay. So first we're just going to hold this plank. I'm going to hold it for 30 seconds, but hold it for as long as you're able to. And I'm going to start with mine from my toes. So we're going to start now. And again, you really want to picture squeezing your stomach muscles, so your abs, when you're doing this. And you want to I try to look at something on the floor that's kind of like in a still spot. So I'm looking at like my vacuum right now to the left, and this helps me kind of hold my balance. So again, we're holding this for as long as you can. If the toes is too challenging, you can come to your knees like this, and we're just going to hold. So I'll hold here for about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everybody. So you should feel a nice burn in your core right now. I know I am. And we'll take about a 30-second break, and as we're breaking, I will explain the next exercise, which is a wall sit or a wall squat hold. So here you're going to need a wall. So I have the one behind you. And picture that you're sitting in a chair. So you want to have your feet about a big step from the wall. So I usually take a nice big step. You want to have your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to bend at the knees, kind of like that squat that we were doing earlier. And you're just going to have your back against the wall like you're sitting in a chair. This one's really challenging. I'll show it from the side. So from the side, I'm taking a nice step forward. My feet are shoulder width apart. And I'm sitting back like I'm in a chair. So you can see here how my knees are kind of bent. So the top part of my legs are flat. And here we're holding this position for as long as you can. So again, I'm going to hold it for 30 seconds with you all, but if you need to drop earlier, that is okay. If you can't get all the way low, that's fine. So the lower you go, the harder it is. So go as low as you're comfortable going, and we'll hold this wall sit for about 30 seconds. So we'll start now. You can have your hands in front of you or at your side. Just don't have them on your legs, because that means you're using your arms, which we don't want. So at your side or in front of you, and we're just holding this here. You'll feel a nice burn in your quad muscles, which are the top leg muscles here. I know I am. So holding this for about 10 more seconds, everybody. Great job. I can't see you, but I know you're doing awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I like to shake my legs out after that. They feel a little stiff. And I'm going to have a sip of water as well. So if you need a water break, this is a great time to grab some water. But again, feel free to grab water whenever you'd like. Oh, I just see now in the chat. So people using a wheelchair. So if you're in a wheelchair, that is okay. I will try to think of how I can modify the next two exercises for you guys, just because those last two were kind of difficult. I'll try to come up with something for you guys to do if you are in a wheelchair or not able to do those exercises. So I will try my best. So the next one we have is a sumo squat hold. So if you're able to, what we're going to do is our feet are going to be a little wider than hip width apart. And your toes are going to be slightly turned outwards. So you can see how my toes are slightly outwards. And here, I like to have my hands kind of in the middle. And we're squatting down like this. So kind of like sumo wrestlers. And we're going to hold that for as long as we can. For those of you who are in a wheelchair and aren't able to do that, you can do a great upper body exercise. So if you're seated in your wheelchair, you can do like a nice upper body workout. So if you're not able to do sumo squat holds because you're seated, you can do some punches. So we'll do a nice arm workout here. So if you're able to, you can do these punches instead for those of you who are in a wheelchair. So do some punches in front. And then for those who can, we'll do our sumo squat holds. So we're coming out, feet are wide apart, toes are slightly turned outwards, and we're coming down into this squat. So we're holding this for as long as we can. And even if you have to come back up, so if you have to come back up and then come back down, that's okay too. Whatever you're able to do. I always feel like a sumo wrestler when I'm doing this because they're known to have this sort of a stance. Holding it for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. That was great. So that was the third exercise. So again, if you need water, feel free to grab some. You should feel a nice burn in your legs after those last two. And we will move on to our final exercise after I give everybody a second to have some water. And we will get going. Our last exercise is another ab exercise. So, I'm just going to change my camera angle. Okay, that should work. Hopefully, you guys can all see me. So this one's called a dish hold. So we're going to start laying down on our backs, which feels really good after that workout so far. And what you want to do is you want to have your hands over your head if you can. Again, you can't lift your arms over your head, you can have them at your side. But if possible, have your arms over your head and your legs straight forward. And what we want to do is we want to lift our arms and legs about 1 foot off the ground. So kind of like this. So you can see my legs and my arms are lifting. And in order to do this, you're squeezing your core. So I'll show you again. So if possible, your arms are over your head, your legs are straight in front of you, and we are squeezing our abs and lifting them slightly off the ground like this, and we're holding. So for those unable to do that, so if you're in a wheelchair or seated, another exercise we can do, instead of our punches, now we can do some practice shoulder presses. So your arms are like this at your sides, and you're pressing upwards. So that's another option for those of you unable to do dish hold. We can do some shoulder presses. That'll work some of the muscles in your arms. So those are the two options. I'll come back down and do the dish hold. And again, you're holding this for as long as you can. And if you're not able to lift your arms over your head, you can just leave them at your side. Remember to squeeze your abs. So we'll start this in 3, 2, and 1. So we're lifting and we're squeezing our core and we're holding this position. Taking nice deep breaths. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oof. That one I've certainly felt in my core. So that was today's workout. You only have to do 1 round, but again, if you want to go and do 2 or 3 more rounds, this video will get posted on the Facebook Live website for you guys to go view after you're done. And that is all for today. I had a great time being back here with you all, and I will be back again next Thursday at 3 o'clock. So have a great week, everybody. Bye.